Hi guys, yeah, today I'm gonna obviously, I said I probably wouldn't do one for a while because I know myself, like, I've been holding off obviously on records and stuff, but I managed today finally suss out what my issue was with, obviously with that poor BBC one. Yeah, found out customs charge and all that and stuff because it's been dealt with parcel wars. Um, but yeah, they're literally like, at the moment they've been really messing about because I've not had any letters still. Today I checked my again if there was any letters come through. There's nothing come through, so I had to go to my local post office. They didn't solve the issue, of course, and then I had to speak to somebody more obviously on you know, like support sort of on the phone thing and an advisor and stuff, and they told me how much I have to pay and stuff. I paid it. I don't know what's going to happen if it's even gone through because, you know, the address didn't even come up as my actual number. It just says the road, which I really don't think that is even necessary, to be fair. You know, there should have been a number to state where I live, not freaking just a road where the road I live down, because that could have gone to anybody's house if the letter even did come. But yeah, I'm not happy about that at all and stuff, so I'm hoping that if that's not solved, then I just saw a moment ago I want a copy on eBay, which is lucky. Obviously I know myself I have to pay that no matter what, but at least it's in the UK and it'll come from somewhere a bit more bloody, you know, nearer. So it might turn up before I'm away, hopefully. If not, obviously it'll come no matter what when I'm away, and then yeah, I'll go and pick it up when I'm back and stuff. Anyway, cut long story short, I don't want to blabber on about that because that'll be obviously, like I said, on one of my separate videos. This video is obviously today going to be based on other bands and stuff. Well, other artists / bands, I'd say. But yeah, I've got obviously a mixture of all these here at the moment as well. And yeah, there's a load of good records here and stuff, which I love. You know, these are obviously my second favourites. Well, I'd say probably the same as like David Bowie as well, but more probably say David Bowie might be like more third than this lot because this lot are my main favourites. David Bowie probably be like third. So sorry, any David Bowie fans. But yeah, literally today I'm doing obviously, like I say, as a mixture. This one obviously of course is the first one, and any Stranglers fans out there, you know straight away what one this is probably going to be. Yeah, this one is obviously of course the limited edition version, and it's gold coloured. I have a few times like in the past wanted to get rid of this because unfortunately I have got like all three copies. I've got the standard, which was a black one, it's still the same as this sealed. Then I've got obviously the smoky like red one, which was the first that came out when the, you know, the actual album was announced and everything, and that came with, you know, the Dave Greenfield, I can't remember that name of that CD, but there was like a Dave Greenfield CD in honour on it, and that came with that as well, and that's the thing I brought and stuff. Sorry if you hear Eastern's in the background, he's annoying. But yeah, obviously that was in honour of him and stuff. That CD came free. I don't know where that's gone. It might be in one of them records out there, sorry, amongst here, or was it out there? I can't remember. I might have took them all out, I'm not too sure, but I'll show you in a minute. I think I've took them all out. But yeah, it might have been in even one of them and stuff. I can't remember where that went, but yeah, the Dave Greenfield another one and stuff. But like I said, this one is obviously the limited edition and stuff. I was lucky to get it as well because there was another few copies that came back up in it on the store and stuff. And yeah, this is the gold coat one, of course. Anybody obviously who don't really know the tracks, is Water, this song, and If You See a Day, was in all of Dave Greenfield. If Something's Gonna Kill Me, it might as well be Love. No Man's Land, The Lines, Payday, Down, The Last Men on the Moon, White Stallion, and of course Breath. I can't remember. But yeah, that one is obviously, you know, one of my good ones and stuff. But like I said, I was going to sell it in the past and that. Recently I was even also going to get rid of it because, you know, I've needed money and stuff. But record store I took it to in Stevenage, they didn't pay me a lot for the other lot, so I'm lucky I didn't take it there because, you know, I've been there in the past and I'm not ever going back there ever again because for them free records only got 25 quid and that is nothing. You know, probably for that as well, you're probably talking like only would have got offered 50 quid and that's it. So again, that would have been nothing. So yeah, the next one, obviously off topic from the Stranglers, so these might be on mixture. This obviously of course is Youngblood. If you're a Youngblood fan, of course you're going to know straight away this is the Idols Part 2, and this has obviously all his like new latest songs and stuff. This cost me £27.99. Inside it of course would have yeah, inside obviously of course would have his album and stuff, the Idols album itself and whatnot. But yeah, that was obviously came through with this. It's literally the CD was a freebie, and then obviously the second half of his new latest stuff, which has been out on, you know, Spotify and all that for a while anyway now. that was obviously on there as well anyway, so you can listen to it on Spotify and that. This came out as a double CD as well, but I don't really know if I'd probably get the CD version, if I'm honest, but I'm not too sure, because I don't even think I have seen it yet, if I'm honest. But yeah, this one obviously cost me $27.99 from H&B and everything, because it came out like near the date, because I thought it was coming out on the 15th when I was going to be away in Manchester. I thought, definitely need to get this. Then I checked and obviously they changed the plan. I thought, really? So it was the following week when I was back and everything, and I thought, why? But this was lucky the only copy from my local store, and I got it, so I was glad to, because, you know, myself, I was waiting for that for a while. But yeah, as I said, I'll do them extra and stuff. I won't like continue all in the same. I'll probably say line, because then that might make it a bit more interesting. The next one, of course, was when I was away, when I showed this one, which was Wilko Nelson's one. Yeah, this is obviously his last album and stuff. I think if you've seen that Manchester video, went through all the tracks' names and stuff. I might have read them all out and stuff, and then yeah, showed of course obviously what was inside. I think because I did a longer video on that of all them lot. But that was that one, Wilko Johnson, Blow Your Mind, which I saw in Vinyl Exchange. That cost me 15 quid, which was good. Condition of it is amazing because it looks more mint to me, and you know, sort of newer. It only looks like it's been opened. It's not even been, you know, used or anything. So yeah, it was a good buy when I spotted it there and whatnot. On to the next one, I'll probably go on to doing like a pattern, I'll probably say in and out. Next one, obviously, of course, we know was this one for me. Rats in Vegas, obviously, this is the coloured edition, which was a greeny colour one. I mean, in fairness now, it is quite hard to get, because I've looked on like quite a lot of websites nowadays and stuff, even in a few stores, and none of them have even had this one. I'd probably say they wouldn't have it because obviously it's the first album and stuff, and you know, they can obviously, this colour of vinyl and stuff is obviously going to sell out no matter what, because you know, it's quite a popular one, isn't it, the first ever. It's got the main songs on the back of it and stuff. If you don't really know the main songs, of course, it's Sometimes, Goodbye to Those, London Lady, Prince of the Streets, Hanging Around. Then side 2 would obviously be Peaches, which is going to be more well known. Get a Grip, Ugly, Down in the Sewer. It won't include, sadly, this is not the version that's going to include like Choosy Susie, and I think it was Peasant in a Big, the live version. I won't say the last bit because it might have, if you don't allow me to post it because of swearing. But yeah, that was obviously them two was added. There's like a little tiny 7-inch one. I remember there was the reissue version was also had like a limited number. I had that one. I sold it. Only reason being because I knew myself they might have been one day this, and it just came out anyway, so it was handy. It's just obviously, like I say, it misses obviously them two songs, the Choosy Susie / Peasant in the Big, little 7-inch one. But that one goes nowadays, I think on its own it might go for about 100 and something, maybe like £99 on its own. But I'm not too sure, just varies. Next one, of course, is again Youngbloods. This one is obviously the 21st Century Liberty, which is an album that I got into and stuff. Side A was Elegy, I've got to say it right. Die for the Hype, Doctor, Medication, Machine Gun, something. Psychotic Kids, that was it. I can't see the next one. I Love You, Will You Marry Me, Polygraph, Eyes, Kill Somebody, California, and 21st Century Liberty. But yeah, this is obviously what I just said, 21st Century Liberty, and this is obviously the white one. Now the white one, obviously I know myself nowadays is a rarity again. I got this off of Banquet Records, I think I must have ordered it from them, and yeah, this came and stuff in this condition, which was amazing. Never opened it, I've never played it because I know myself, I've got it on CD. So I've been listening to it off that and stuff more. So yeah, that's obviously an amazing one. That's his first album and stuff he's done. But yeah, that was a good one. Next one is obviously this. Now this is obviously not coloured edition, it's not a reissue, but it is in fact a sealed one. Now it's a rarity nowadays to probably maybe find this, but when I went to Cambridge one day I spotted it, and you can tell like the old fashioned price there, sale price £1.99 back in the old days, but I paid obviously 15 quid, and it's quite good because, you know, in my opinion, if this is like this, like it's only just been from the side there, and it's like that, and then that's like, you know, amazing how it's been looked after and stuff and everything. But yeah, obviously when I saw it I thought that's really good for that, because, you know, I've never ever seen a copy like this before. I don't know if it's the first press or what it is, or it might be a different version. I've not really double checked the volume size because I have opened it and went through and stuff, but that was going back a few weeks ago when I was in Cambridge and bought this. Maybe a month probably, I'll say now. It's great. But the back, obviously, you know, if you don't know, you know what Heroes, which is obviously more my favourite. I Felt Like a Wog, Bitchin', Dead Ringer, Magnum Dave, Bring On The Hoovers, Something Better Change, No More Heroes, President of the Big City, Burn Up Time, English Towns, and of course School Mum. So yeah, this one obviously was a good one. I did have the reissue of that. I think it came with some extra tracks, I can't remember. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that one I don't remember, because that one's gone. So, the next one again is going to be Youngbloods one, obviously live in Atlanta, so this is a live one. Again, this is sealed. This was brought from, I think it was Digging Vinyls one website. It's got a little icon here, so I think it is Digging Vinyls' website. It's obviously got him in, and then it says sleeve near mint. It's kind of probably because it's had like a little few dents, but it's sealed anyway. Again, same as obviously the other ones. It's not been opened before and stuff. The way I've definitely kept it. I wouldn't really go through all the tracks because most of them are obviously going to be off the albums I'm probably coming up to. Already said from that just a moment ago. 21st Liberty is one, but yeah, if you obviously can guess, this is the live Atlanta one, which is, it's casting the album sort of bit, but it's not really an album, it's more of a live sort of one. But yeah. The next one after, sadly I'm going to have to end up skipping two because I don't have them, so next one is going to be something completely utterly different, which is this one, which is of course the Phillies. Phillies, obviously this is again the colour edition, which was the pink one. This was obviously one from like HMV and stuff, but I ordered it online in the end because I have seen it a few stores when I went away to Manchester, but I think they were charging a bit more than what I paid probably for this as well. This wasn't too bad, but I was glad I got this because I saw it a few times in the past in HMV and stuff, and yeah, I didn't bother buying it. Side one on this one had Non-Stop, Everybody Loves You When You're Dead, Tramp, Let Me Introduce You to the Family, Ain't Nothing to It, The Man I Love to Hate. Side two obviously would be more pin-up, It Only Takes Two to Tango, Golden Brown, the well-known one, How to Find True Love and Happiness in the Present Day, and then obviously of course Lovely, what this is obviously named on. But yeah, it's an amazing one because obviously it had all four of them and stuff. If you don't really know the members, I should have really said this from the start. That's obviously more like JJ, Hugh Cornwall, Baz, I'm saying Baz, JJ, Hugh Cornwall, Dave Greenfield and Jet Black. I'm saying Baz because he's now the current member in the band, so apologies for that. But yeah, that's obviously from that album and stuff. The next one, obviously, again, back onto Youngblood, is Weird. So Weird was his more second album, that's what I'm saying now. Weird was quite another good album, but it's not one of my besties, I'd probably say, because I have listened to Weird, like, a little bit on and off and stuff. There are some good songs on there I like, some songs I'm not really a massive fan on, because I don't listen to every single Youngblood song every single time. I listen to, like, more the ones that I definitely love more. And, yeah, this one, obviously, of course, again, this had, like, I can't really see some of these, because it's a bit confusing on these names. I can't really say that one. Cotton Candy, Strawberry Lipstick, Mars, Super, Dead Friends, Love Song, and then side two was more God Save Me, Don't Drown Me Out, Ice Cream Man, Weird, Charity, It's Quiet in Beverly Hills, and then The Freak Show. Some of them on there, obviously, like I said, I don't mind and like, but I wouldn't say it's one of my best albums that I listen to usually. But yeah, this one was obviously, of course, again, from HMV, and it was the white copy one. I found it a while back and stuff, and I bought it because I thought, one day I probably won't even find that, and to be fair, I was lucky because I've never really come across it. I have seen it a few times, but yeah. The next one, of course, is going to be Feline. I don't really remember. I think Feline was after La Philly, I'm not too sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this one's the 40th anniversary edition. I saw this in Birmingham, and when I went to Birmingham that day, I saw it because I don't really come across this much, like in proper, decent condition, because I've seen it once. I think it was in like HMD Milton Keynes. It looked to me like somebody opened it and they had to sit at the back or something like that. So I didn't bother buying it there, and then I brought obviously this, like I said, from Birmingham because it's more better coffee. But yeah, this one obviously, of course, is the the colour version. I haven't opened it and stuff. But the tracks on this one, side one, was Midsummer Night's Dream, It's a Small World, Ships That Pass in the Night, European Female, Let's Tango in Paris, Paradise, All Roads Lead to Rome, Blue Sister, Never Say Goodbye. Side 3 would obviously be, of course, European Female, again, but radio edit, Midsummer Night's Dream, which is special single mix, Paradise, radio edit, Porsche, Permission, then side 4 again, Midsummer Night's Dream, but special 12 mix, Savage Breast, then obviously Vladimir and Olga, and then you've got Oral Sculpture Manifesto, which is, of course, which I just mentioned. Oral Sculpture is another album, but again, I don't have that one unfortunately, because I have a lot of them missing. because I'm trying to get, you know, special edition sort of ones, and yeah, there's a lot to go through on them. So at the moment I'm down on a lot of them, but one day I'll do a better updated video and stuff on just the Stranglers ones. But of course, them sort of ones I will do on a separate video. Sorry about this, because I'm trying to do something and it's not letting me. But yeah, obviously, like I said, I'm gonna try and do a separate video for all of them and stuff, because you know there is a lot of albums still to get and whatnot. So I do like the whole Stranglers collection, and I've got most of them and stuff as well. Because this one, like I say, is gonna be more this and actually these two. The next one, obviously, of course, again, is going to be another Youngblood, and it's this one. This obviously is, I don't even remember where I got it from. I don't even know if it was HMV or it could have been online or something. I might have ordered it. I think it's obviously again another coloured edition, but I don't know what colour one this might have been, or it could have been somewhere. I found it and brought it. This obviously on the back of it had the funeral, tissues, memories, civil kids, I think that says. Mad, One Cry 2, Sweet Hall, Sex Not Violence, Don't Go, Don't Feel Like Feeling Sad Today, that was it. Die for a Night, The Boy and the Black Dress, and then obviously the funeral acoustic, and then the funeral live from Shrine, whatever it's called. So it might have been a special version, maybe with 2 extra tracks, I don't know, unless they're just the tracks that came off this one. But again, it's not one of my ones that I mostly listen to and stuff nowadays. I don't really listen to that one majorly much. There's a few tracks on there I don't mind, but again, it's probably not my bestest, probably say of Youngblood's runs. And this one, of course, is going to be this one. So kind of gone from like a different album to sort of skipped right to this album. This one, obviously, of course, is CSCI's one, which is obviously one of my favourites and stuff. When I brought this, somebody lied to me because they even stated to me, oh, you know, it's sealed a thing, but when I came across it and it was open from the side, I thought, that's don't class as sealed then. If that's been opened from the side, that's not definitely sealed, that's not brand new. You've opened it. And yeah, obviously inside it, the records, which I can sort of, it popped out a moment ago and it doesn't come out. You might be able to get a little whiff of it there on the side if you can use it. It's a gold coloured special edition one and stuff. But yeah, that was obviously the records that came with this. On the back, obviously, with the tracks with side 1, Unbroken, Spectre of Love, See Slipping Away, Summer Only, and I can't say that one great. Anything Can Happen, See Me Coming, and then obviously side 2 was I Bless You, Save You, Spare You, Damn You, Soldier's Diary, Barbara, Shangri-La, I think that was what it's called, I Hate You, and then obviously Relentless. But yeah, that was a good one, the other one. Limited edition, of course, which I mentioned with their reissue as well a moment ago. So yeah, this one's obviously numbered. It's not an easy one to get nowadays, so you wouldn't find it just anywhere you feel like it and stuff. Next one. Obviously, next one is going to be this one, which is it's definitely one of my favourites. Most of the tracks on this I love listening to, and yeah, it's definitely one of my favourites. This one is obviously Idols, which was, you know, before that other half I showed you a moment ago. This one has obviously got a really cool thing inside it, which I can get out because I apologise, like I say, in my poorer ones, and I don't want to get them all out because that'll take me a while and all that, doing all that sort of thing. But this one I'd more show no matter what now because of the colour of it, if I can get this out safely without trying to damage everything in one go. But yeah, this one obviously I got, and this was completely utterly unique to all the other records and stuff. But it's not cheap to get nowadays because, you know, I was lucky to get it because I paid the little, pay later scheme thing. That's the only reason how I got it and stuff. But it's this, which is a very, very, very good one. It's completely utterly different to normal records and stuff. It was like, you know, special made and everything, and it's really, really good. It's one of my favourites of all, and I thought myself, you know, if I ever brought that record and stuff, I'd more want to get it in this edition. Obviously the prices and stuff, but this was obviously a pay later scheme thing, sort of thing. That's how I've got away with, you know. But this one obviously on it, I'd say actually off the record, is Hello, Heaven, Hello, Idols Part 1, Lovesick Lullaby, Zombie, and then The Greatest Parade. And then obviously the side 2 on this side was more like Change, Monday Murder, Ghosts, War, Idols Part 2, and Supermoon. So yeah, there's some very good tracks on that one that I liked and whatnot. There's some tracks I haven't listened to like brilliantly, I'd say, and that, but there's definitely, you know, these tracks on here were bit more better than the last two I kind of mentioned and stuff, apart from which I'm obviously on to that next one in a minute. There's more of a better track that I'll mention. But yeah, this one obviously, like I said, is a rare one to get nowadays, but it costs quite a bit. So, you know, if you can do a pay later scheme, I'd recommend it in that way if you want to buy it. But if you can't, then I wouldn't go through that because, yeah, it's quite pricey. The next one, obviously, is going to be the last, or at least the last Stranglers one, and this is, of course, the Record Store Days edition. This Record Store Day edition is another rarity again, and I brought it, obviously, again, off of Bankers Records, of course. Obviously, they had stock in that one day, and I thought, I'm just going to go for it because I can't be bothered to go to a record store and queue outside and all that and see if it's in store and go and buy it. And what's the point, you know? There'll probably be some websites or how at some point. This one, obviously, you know, it's because there's a colour edition and a Record Store Day edition. The tracks that had more on it was like side one, Choosy Susie, which I mentioned for Rats and Vegas' album, Peaches, which just came off that again, Money Money, and then obviously Mean to Me, No More Heroes, Walk On By, Severage, and I can't say his great names, Pass Harry, because there's all this funny sort of, you know, them foreign names in it, French sort of thing and all that. Balls Rush Out, Bear Cage, Sha Sha Go Go, The Men in Black, Waiting with Warren, and then obviously of course Lovely again. But yeah, they're different editions, some of them, what I mentioned on, you know, so different tracks and main versions. The last two, probably safe and do the last one, little one. Last one is going to obviously of course be Youngblood again, so that was obviously this one. This is a different, completely utterly different album and stuff. And obviously on the back of this, it's got more like songs on, which, you know, you can't really get on that weird one. It had obviously Parents on it, which don't come on that, on the vinyl version. And it had, you know, other tracks on that, but I don't know which ones were these before. It might have been from the same album, I'm not sure. It says 2019, I think it might have been, or it could have been before that was released. You had Brain Dead, Original Me, things like that, Casual Sabotage, Hope for Underrated Youth, and then Waiting on the Weekend. You know, them albums, songs, sorry, I don't know if that's what I say, comes off that album, most of them. They're varies doing it. So, yeah. And obviously, last but not least, we've got this one, which is not really, I say, like, it is Youngblood, but it's not official Youngblood, if you know what I mean. I ordered it off their official website, and it's more off of that band called Aerosmith and stuff. If you've ever heard of Aerosmith or you like a bit of Aerosmith's stuff, it has Youngblood on this as well. And yeah, this version was obviously off the Aerosmith's official website. I brought it one day and I thought, oh, that's quite cool. I think inside was a coloured one, which was red, which is quite good. Obviously on this one I had My Only Angel, Problems, Wild Woman, 1,000 Days, and then Back in the Saddle 2025 mix. Don't know if that was from Youngblood and Aerosmith, I'm not sure. But there was definitely a track I've listened to. Couldn't remember which one it was, and I had definitely, yeah, them two sung it. But yeah, that was a good one as well. It's, like I said, this was the red coloured one. It was from official Aerosmith's store, its website and everything. You know, I haven't opened any of these, listened to them and stuff, but I listen to mostly, you know, all the tracks on my phone and stuff. But yeah, the last two, obviously, one of them is not really Stranglers related, and I kind of mentioned it a moment ago on the first, was it the Fullies album? So this is obviously one, of course, with Baz, and this is Windman. He's our band, and it's obviously had Paul Gray on it as well, Leah Hegarty. Is it Leah Hegarty? I can't remember his name. Marty Love and the Rob Combs in Spirit. This had Down in the Hole and Turn to Stone on this, and this obviously, of course, like I just mentioned, them called Windmen. And then obviously this one was the colour edition, which again was another nice little, you know, lovely rarity. There is obviously another few I've seen as well, which I think is still available. There was a big one, which was a white coloured one. I can't remember which one that was, because I don't really listen to major loads of Windmen more. You know, I'm more obviously the Stranglers side in it, but I got this because obviously Baz is on this and everything. I have got their album, Windman's album, which, you know, I've listened to a few songs on there, which are quite good and stuff, but I haven't got it on vinyl because, you know, the vinyl version is quite a rarity, and I think it's like, you can get a white colour of that, but I don't know, you know, probably the best place would be Discoders, but I'll get it eventually at some point. Next one, obviously, the last but not least, is a little Record Store Day one again, and that is, of course, again, him himself, who I mentioned. This obviously I showed you when I did my video in Manchester and whatnot. I found it in Liverpool. There was a store, and the guy I was speaking to, and he was a really nice, friendly guy and stuff. And yeah, this is obviously the Record Store Days one. This was obviously, of course, Youngbloods and Smashing Pumpkins, Zombie. You know, their main songs they done on this is Zombie and everything and whatnot. So I'm not going to repeat, obviously, you know, every single ins and outs of that, because, like I said, it's on that Manchester's one that I did, wasn't it, that day of that, and then the Wilko's one, weren't it, and I think that was it out of all these ones I just did. But yeah, that is a video on that lot, the Stranglers ones, Youngblood, and of course Windman as well, and obviously of course the odd Wilko, which I did say, yeah, mentioned in my Manchester video. But yeah, all these videos and stuff, there will be some more coming as well at some stage, but I don't really know what of. It might be obviously more like, hopefully records, I'd say again, CDs and stuff. I know obviously, I think it must have been Saturday, I did more Weller one and all them. I'm not going to do some more reviews on CDs and stuff like all my Stranglers ones, because it's probably pointless. I might, you know, more do them probably when I've completed more of the records and stuff and got more of them. I'll try and do that on. But yeah, I'm just obviously thinking, like, I think the next lot will definitely, I'm hoping, be like, it'll be David Bowie related, like I mentioned, and then I'm hoping the most the Style Council ones, because they're the ones I want to get out of the way next of, if you know what I mean. Them Style Council ones, obviously, I used to have, they're all the coloured albums and stuff, and they were amazing, but I got rid of them all because of the fact of, back then, you know, I was in hard times and money circumstances that happened to me. So yeah, that was a bummer, but one day I'll probably most likely will get them all back. The last album I know is obviously the hardest of all. Most people obviously wouldn't really listen to that album, but it came out the same year I was born, which was surprising. It must have been, I think, 1998, I think it said, so called said. But yeah, definitely obviously hope to get that album back as well, especially because there was only one song on there I really like, and I, you know, would do that in the review, and I'd come around to that and stuff and tell you what song that was, and definitely, yeah, what one I liked. But yeah, that would probably, like I say, the next lot will most likely be David Bowie ones, and hopefully Style Council, but Style Council ones could take me some time, I don't know yet. When I'm away, obviously I will be buying some other ones, but I don't really know if it will be David Bowie ones as much, or it might obviously be them Style Council ones, or it could even possibly be the Jam, but I don't think I'd obviously do a review on all the Jam ones until I probably got like the whole albums, because there's only about, I think, roughly 6 in total, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 5. But yeah, there was all them albums, and then you obviously had all the live ones, which again I had most of them, sold them, but I know obviously the live ones I'm not bothered about as much anymore. I know obviously the albums I'd more be, you know, wanting back and stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching this and whatnot, and I'm sorry if it's dragged on again, like, longer than expected. Please check out obviously all my other videos as well, no matter what. Check out some of my shorts as well, which I did, because I did a little Jawbone ones yesterday when I was watching Jawbone, and also check out, you know, a few of the Weller ones as well, I did shorts on. I'm probably going to do some more of them as well at some point, you know, upload some more short little ones and stuff, you know, which is quite interesting to do, isn't it? They seem to get more views rather than these videos, so I apologise if I'm boring you with these videos. But yeah, just give them a go and stuff, even watch these ones and stuff, you know. There might be something you might be interested in and stuff. If not, then yeah, just whatever happens. But yeah, and the last little thing I should just mention is hopefully that BBC one will come and is finally sorted. If not, then I'm hoping to finally sort another situation out to finally get the record, and it should come more. I don't even know if it'll come by this week or might come next week, but somewhere currently in England, yeah, because I won this auction just this evening and stuff, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that once that auction is feed and stuff, which I won tonight and whatnot, then yeah, if it's coming from England, it'll won't take long, hopefully before I'm away the most, so I can maybe do like a little review on it before I'm away, or I might just leave it all together and wait until I'm, you know, come back away, because I know myself I'll be doing some videos then when I'm in Derby, when for what records I get and stuff and things like that. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry if it's taking now 29 minutes on this video, so I really do apologise because I was waffling on at the end, but thanks for watching, and defo watch Wastelands Man's videos. Thanks.